Hi everybody and welcome back. Today we're going to do a craft that's very dear to my heart because my mom used to make them. She made a whole bunch of them and she got the idea from a similar craft, but she created this one herself. And it's a cute little duck and it's made with a Clorox bottle. Of course you have to dump out your Clorox or use it all up. I put mine into a water bottle instead, a water jug. And you want it to be dried out on the inside already because, you don't want it leaking on your clothes and stuff or your skin. So we're going to start with the Clorox bottle. And you're also going to need yellow or white garbage bags. I prefer yellow if you can find them because it is going to be a duck. And there are white ducks, but I don't know, yellow for Easter is pretty cute. So, okay, so let's get started. So we're going to take our Clorox bottle. Now I used to help her a little bit with this, but I never learned the whole thing. Like she always did the cutting of the bottle because I was little at that time, and so she did parts of it. So I'm going to do the best I can and make it look as cute as we can. So we're going to tip it where, see the handle, we're going to make the handle be on the bottom so that if you have to carry it around somewhere, you have the little handle on the bottom. All right, so see where the bottle dips in? Kind of like. We're going to make cuts there. We're going to turn this into a cute little Easter basket. But one, because the head is made with styrofoam. Okay, so my bleach bottle I got from the bottle of bleach. Can you guess where it's from? Dollar Tree. That's right, Dollar Tree. That's all I ever say. Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree, Dollar Tree. I think I'm going to switch to scissors. So when you can, switch to the scissors. It's probably a little bit safer. And I'm going to just I'm going to cut it on kind of a curve. And then kind of come up on the other end here a little bit. And I see this is just a little thing that pops off, so we'll throw it off to the side. Okay. So actually, I think the rest of it I could probably cut with scissors. So we're coming down. I'll show you how I got it cut when I get that far. Okay, so it's going to be like this. So you can either use this as a children's Easter basket, but if you do that, you're going to have to not let them play with it. Like they can get their goodies out of it, but it really is kind of fragile, the neck part. Otherwise, you can use it as a cute little decoration to put your colored Easter eggs in. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but I think I am going to even it out just a little bit more and cut a little bit more off of this side. Okay, so this is what I have so far. So this we're going to save because we're going to make his beak out of this. So we'll just set that to the side. Okay, so now what you do is you take your garbage bag. So I bought these also at, guess where? That's right, the Dollar Tree. And they come 35 bags in a pack. And I believe I made 2 whole packs of them, but I have a feeling that I made too many. And it took a while. But I want to show you how to do them. So this is the same item. I just had been using these already. So I'm going to show you what to do. So you want to pull off 1, 2, 3, 4 bags. And then you can throw the rest to the side. Now what you want to do is the part where the bottom of the bag, you want to cut it off of each one. So now what you do is you take and you open the bag up. These are kind of thin ones from the Dollar Tree. I mean, you can get them from anywhere. Yellow bags sometimes are hard to find. I did find some other ones too. I think they're a little smaller. I thought I was buying the exact same ones, and they ended up being a little bit different. And they were also from the Dollar Tree, but they were different. I think they were from a different Dollar Tree, too, honestly. I thought all Dollar Trees were kind of the same, but maybe they're not. So we're just opening them up. And then we're kind of ruffling them, together like, I don't know what you would call that. So that they end up like this. And then we're going to set it on top of this one. And then we're going to do it to the other two also. So my dad he was an insurance man, and he worked in Chicago selling insurance to everybody. And my mom would make crafts for his clients. Would make at Easter, she'd make the ducks, and at Christmas, she'd make something else. My mom liked to do this kind of thing, and she was a stay-at-home mom most of the time, for most of our lives. And so this was her little outlet, was crafts, and she loved to read books and stuff like that, too. So this one just reminds me of her, because as kids, we would sit around and help her do this part of it. I believe she would put it together, and then she would hand it to one of us, and we would help her do them. Not all the time, but sometimes. So now once you have all four together, you're going to twist it and fold it. You're just folding it over once. So now it's like this. So now once you have this part together, you're going to take these little twist ties that came in with this bag. I have one right here. And you're going to put one on this end. If I remember right, the twist ties used to come longer. These are really short ones. Okay, so we're going to need, I believe, 8 of them. Okay, so that's one. Now we're going to go to the exact opposite side, and we're going to put another one. And you're trying to twist them on there kind of tightly, because when we're all done, we are going to cut these apart, and we want them to stay secure. So you want to twist it kind of tightly, like you do when you're doing your bows. We always twist them kind of tightly so it holds the bow in place. All right, so now we're going to do the exact opposite sides. Oop, where did my hole go? So we're going to go like this and do each side. Easter used to be fun at our house. My mama obviously did stuff like this. We always colored Easter eggs. I'm sure most people do. When your kids are little, at least. And so I remember one year my friend across the street had gotten in her Easter basket, instead of just candy, she got little toys. I think they were, I don't remember what they were called, but they were little dolls in her Easter basket. I remember telling my mom about it, and I know every year after that, I would always get a little toy in my Easter basket, because I was like, oh, she got toys, and it was I don't know. My mom said, oh, that's weird because it's Easter time. Wow. But then she must have decided she was going to do that too, because, just so that I didn't feel like I didn't get as much as my friend, I guess. But we got tons of candy. So, not tons, but a lot of candy. She just didn't think about the toy, usually. At that time, I don't think they did that much, but that's changed now. I know when my kids were little, I have boys, and so one year we did sand pails and filled them with not filled them, but we put candy in them. And then another year we did cowboy hats, and put candy in those. Just cute little ideas. Okay, so when you're done, it's going to look like this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut in between each one with the scissors. You want to go pretty much in the center, but they don't have to be perfectly even. You'll see when we put it all together. So we're going to cut them all apart. What we're going to do is turn them up this way. And if for some reason they're like that where it turns out to be a little long, you can always cut that part off. It's not going to matter. Okay, so we're going to just fluff it up. And so what you're going to end up having is a little pom-pom that looks kind of like a little flower, almost like a little carnation or something. And any parts that don't look even, like they're sticking out too much, you can cut those off. I don't remember that happening so much back then, but it probably did, and I just don't remember. Okay, so you'll have these cute little pom-poms like this. Okay, I'm going to push those to the side because I got a head start on it, and I did a whole bunch of them. In fact, I think I overdid it. I got tons of them, and I didn't realize that I was overdoing it. I was talking to one of my brothers on the phone, and I just kept going and going, and I wasn't sure because I've not made one all by myself before, so I think I overdid it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of styrofoam, which I got this at Joann Fabrics, but I'm sure that they have, I'm not sure if Dollar Tree does. I didn't look through, but Joann Fabrics, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, I'm sure probably has it. Most craft stores, obviously. And you want it to be maybe about this thick. I don't know if it tells how thick that is. It looks like ½ inch. It's a ½ inch thick. And this is a 12 by 12 inch one. I honestly do not remember how much I paid for this, but I mean, it couldn't have been too crazy expensive. Okay. So now, oh, there's more than, I didn't realize that I thought it was just one big piece. What do you think about that? I wonder if it would be okay to have it thin like that. I'm going to just leave them together. I didn't know it was like that. Make sure you get one big piece. Mine's not. I thought it was. Now what I want to do is cut a shape to make my head of my duck. Okay. So we're just going to kind of come up. I don't want him to have too big of a head. We don't want a big-headed duck. So I'm just going to kind of draw a shape, a circular shape. And honestly, another thing, it doesn't have to be perfectly round because you're putting all these little puff balls on there I have right now. I hope that works. So I remember she always would just take a knife and cut along. Okay, so we'll move that to the side. So it's a little funky looking here, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that up. So some of it you are just kind of eyeing it, but I would suggest if you've not made one before that you buy maybe 2 styrofoams just to be safe. And you can also make 2 then if you want to. Make one for yourself and give one as a gift. Just a suggestion. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to grab my wood glue out. And I'm also going to grab my glue gun and get it turned on so it can be warming up. All right. So the wood glue, what I thought is that I would take, let's see, wow, it is a big head, isn't it? I got myself a big-headed duck. I think I'm going to cut him down a little more. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to cut him down. It's going to be like this. All right, so now what I thought we would do, especially since now that I know that it's not one piece, I'm going to glue my pieces together. I'm going to use a piece of this to smear the glue on each piece. 1.5-inch styrofoam, because it was a 1/2 inch, and you want to make it triple that. Otherwise, it'll be too skinny. Just a little bit more right here. Make sure my pieces are all together. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we want to cut a line right here, but we don't want to break one of our styrofoams. All right. So you don't want to go all the way through, but you want to go about halfway down. I don't know if you can see that. Go ahead and grab this again. I think what I'm going to do is just try to put some glue on here. Now you can use just regular Elmer's glue for this, and it should be fine. All right, so now you're pushing your little head on there. All right, so as you can see, it kind of turns into a little duck form. I think I'm still going to have a little bit of a big-headed duck, but it should be cute. Okay, so let's see how it turns out. So now from there, I'm going to put the wood glue away, and we're going to go ahead, and we're going to start putting our, maybe we'll make our little beak first. We'll set this to the side. I'll just put it in all of these, and it can sit there for a few minutes. Okay, so we want to make the beak about the size that my mom has her beak, like this. So I'm going to just kind of eye that. Okay, so mine's a little bigger because I do think my head might be a little bigger than hers. So then you just kind of curve it. See how I curved it? But we also want to cut another one out. And you can cut it even by putting it over this one and just cutting another one just like that. Okay. And then you just curve it again, that one too. Throw that to the side. Then we're going to take orange paint, and we're going to paint it orange, and that way it can be drying while we're doing some other things. Okay. So it's acrylic paint. I have Apple Barrel Colors, it's called. It's acrylic, and it's an orange. It's just orange. So you guys can get any acrylic paint you want. Just make sure you get an orange, and an orange that you like, that you think is good for a duck beak. Okay, so now I'm going to just take one of these sponges that you know where I got it from, because I tell you every time, the Dollar Tree, and we're going to just go ahead and paint these. And I'm going to go ahead and set it on my leftover styrofoam. Remember, always cover your table, guys. Make sure you go around the edges, but then you're going to also hold on to the edges probably to finish. And we'll set it to the side, and then we'll look at it later when it's dry and make sure that it's covered good. We might have to go over parts of it. Now we're going to do the other one. Okay, we'll set that one to the side. Okay, so years ago, when my mother would do this, she would take and put holes in this little bottle. She would take something like scissors or whatever and poke holes, and then she would take the twist tie, push it through, and then spread it apart so that it would stay in there. So, but now the twist ties are little tiny ones, and they're not very hardy and strong. So if you wanted to, instead of using twist ties when you do this, you can use wire, craft wire, or you can do what I'm going to do. Today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take and I'm going to just hot glue them on. So I think I'm going to start right here by the head and just start hot gluing them around on here. So here we go. I'm going to lean it against there. I've got lots of glue sticks here and more over there. And I'm just going to start. Like I said, I never made one of these by myself. I used to just help my mom fluff them up all the time. So it'll be interesting to see if I can make them as good as my mama. All right. So we're just going to keep taking one after the other. I think first I'm going to go around this opening because I don't want the opening to feel sharp. And so we want the little fluffy part to kind of hang over. Okay, so that's what I have so far. We're just going to keep going. Okay, so that's what we have so far. And now we're going to just go ahead and go around and do like another whole row all the way around. But we're going to go in between now this time. Okay, so that was our second row. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead along the front here and do another row. So then as you get towards the bottom, see if I put it on the, you can see like it looks like something's missing down there. So you want to make sure you put a pom-pom down there too. Now when we're done with this, I know he looks like he's just a bunch of balls, like all over, just big pom-poms everywhere. You can leave him like that if you think it's cute like that. But if you don't think it's cute like that, you can, we're going to give him a haircut. And so he won't look like that. At least I don't think he will. Like I said, I've not made one before. So I've got my fingers crossed that this turns out really good. So you're not going to want to go over the actual handle, but you do want to go around it because that's his little tail anyway. We don't want it to look like a box. We want it to look like it comes to a point. Okay, so that's what I have so far. Now it matters where you get your Clorox bottle from because different ones are a little bit different shape. So this one's going to be a little bit different shape than that one over there. I'll show you that when we're all done. So see how he's turning into a little ducky? Okay. I kind of wish I would have cut this a little bit skinnier. There we go. It's a little better. On each side of the head right here, and then we're going to start going up the middle of the head. You know what? I think my glue gun went off. All right, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, and then we'll look and see about the beak. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to set him to the side for a minute. So we also are going to want to make a bow. Now this ribbon that I have actually was my mom's. So I don't know where it's from, I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't say on here where it's from. But the brand is Ofray. I have heard of that before. So probably Joann Fabrics. But I thought it looked pretty Eastery and pretty. And so we're going to end up making that go around his neck, or her neck, I should say. And then we also want to make a little bow for on the head. So I have a couple of leftover flowers, and I'm going to ask you again, where do you think they're from? That's right, Dollar Tree. You guys remember these were from some of the, actually all of them were from some of the Valentine stuff. So I always hang on to my leftover stuff because you can use it for other things. Okay. So this is kind of thick ribbon, and one side is a little darker than the other side. I am just going to, so for the head, I'm going to fold it around like this. I'm just thinking. So I think for the head, we're going to make it, is that too big? Maybe a little smaller than that. So you just kind of eye it and think how big you want the bow to be on there. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut it off here. But then I'm also going to cut it, I believe, I thought I'd cut it in half this way also. And then I'm going to take one of these and stack it on top of the other one. Okay, so we cut it in half, and now we're stacking them on top. And then we're going to take a piece of wire, which I already have some cut. Remember, you can get the wire at Dollar Tree, but I also, you know, honestly, this is probably from like, might even be from Frank's nursery, because we used to have Frank's around here. And I used up my other stuff, so this one was sitting in there, and it's probably was my mom's too. She was a big crafter. She loved crafting. So I'm going to take this, twist it around here. And I don't really want it so long as it is. So I'm going to take my wire cutters, and I'm going to cut it off about here, because what we're going to do is we're going to want this part to stick into the head. So we want it a little bit long, but not as long as it was. And what we're going to do is just spread out those couple of little, there's only like 2 little loops on each side. So we're going to spread them out and fluff them up a little. Fluff it up. So that's just what we're going to have, because on the top we're going to put a couple of little flowers on the top. So I'm going to just set that to the side. And I'm just going to show you a couple other things. So we used buttons for the eyes. So I went and I bought some buttons, and I think they were from Joann Fabrics. I don't remember how much. I'm sorry, guys. I should have checked. I should have paid more attention to that. I want to say, honestly, it might have been $3, I think, there's 2 in here. Because I remember thinking, wow, that's kind of expensive for 2 buttons. But I bought them anyway because I needed them. Okay. But I got them at Joann's, I believe. And they're just 2 big, giant black eyes. They're going to go on each side. Okay, so now we should be able to put our little duck beaks on. So I think what we're going to have to do is make a little line across. Oops. Okay, so then you take your bottom beak and stick it in there. And you don't want it, especially, you can make it to be perfect. You don't have to, because I don't know, you want him to look kind of like he's talking or something. Either way, it can be perfectly straight or it doesn't have to be. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one in. So that's kind of what it looks like. See, from the side, it looks kind of cute. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and finish putting all the little yellow balls on. I brought my old glue gun up from downstairs. Hopefully it got warm enough for me and we can move on. The other one's plugged in and charging. I think I overused it. One more. I guess I did use most of those puff balls. There's not a ton left. I had it was somewhere around 120 puff balls. And it was like 2, so I used up 2 bags, 2 little packages of the yellow bags. So make sure if you do it, you buy 2 packs. Okay, so as you can see, he's real puffy. If you like him like that, then by all means leave him like that. But I am going to go ahead And I think I'm going to trim them up just a little. So see by the mouth here, I'm going to go ahead and cut some off so you can see his mouth a little better. Okay. And then I'm just going to go along and give him kind of a haircut. So I think I kind of like it how it is now. He looks fluffy and cute. So now what we're going to do is make a bow for around his neck. So I'm going to take the same ribbon. Okay. So right now I'm just going to cut it straight across. And right where we're going to put the bow, like say we put it on this side, I'm going to bring it together right here. The bow is going to come right about here. So I'm just going to actually hot glue this together right here. First I'll actually even hot glue it to our little ducky. And then I'm going to take the other end, bring it around. Cut a little bit more off of it. Okay, so now we're going to make a cute little bow to go on there too. I'm going to make the bow the same way we made the other one. Go ahead and make it as big as I want. So I think it'd be cute if it's about that big. I'm going to fold it over another time though. On the other one we just did it over like once and then we made 2 loops. We're going to make 4 loops this time. So I'm going to cut it off here after I've wrapped it. See, I wrapped it a couple times. But now I want to cut it down the middle like we did the last one. For some reason my ribbon was folded a little. So now I'm going to just cut it right down the middle, just like we did the last one. And we're going to do what we did last time. We're going to stack them on top of each other. We're going to take a piece of wire. Let's see this looks like it's big enough right here, like that. We're going to wrap it around as tight as we can, just like we did the one for his head. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and fluff this one out. So you're pulling on it and fluffing it out. Pulling on it, fluffing it out. So now we got to do the other side. So you guys, leave me in the comments. Tell me, did you used to get dressed up for Easter? Did you, when you were a kid, did you have the whole coat and bonnet and dress and the whole ensemble, or just the dress, or how much into everything were you guys? Like, I know for us, I remember having a cute yellow coat and a little white bonnet, and usually some pretty dress and white shoes to go along with everything. And it was always, it was cute and fun. We would always dress up for Easter. And do you do that with your kids now? And did you get lots of candy or in your Easter basket, or did you get books or little summer toys, or how was it, at your house? You should leave it in the comments. All right, so now I'm going to just take this. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut some of the wire off the bottom of it, and we'll hot glue it in place. Okay. So So I'm going to put it right here. I'll just hot glue it on. I love the invention of hot glue. It makes things easier. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take some more wire. I have a piece here that's already cut. So I'm going to take that piece and cut some off of it, maybe to about here. And we're going to put it through our little buttons. Curve it around. And we're going to just twist it in the back so it's easy to stick into the duck. So make it about that long. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and stick that in where the eyeball goes. That should work. You're going to probably have to part some of the plastic to get in there. There we go. And so you might want to cut a little bit of the plastic away from the eyeball so it shows up better. So there's one little eyeball. And then we're going to do the other side. We want it about the same way on this side. Find a little hole in between all your plastic. You're going to have to go around the plastic because otherwise it won't go in for you. There we go. And then to make sure your eye shows up, just cut away some of this yellow if it's too big. And right here. There we go. So this is going to be our pretty side. We're going to add some flowers. So you guys know where I got these from. And I'm going to go ahead and cut them off kind of short. But I think I want to keep the greenery on here. Maybe not on the white ones. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take our pliers or our wire cutters, cut it off. And we'll cut the pink one off down low too. And then just kind of eye how you think you want it to go. That'd be cute. I'm going to cut a little more off the bottom. Okay. So I'm just going to put some glue right on here. And then I'm going to take my little flowers and set them in the glue. And then we'll top it with the cute pink one. The pink one, I'm going to go ahead and put the glue right on the pink flower. And we'll shove it on there. Stick it right in there. And so that's what we have so far. Okay, we might want to cut the yellow away from the mouth a little more. Okay, so then we already made this cute little bow for in the top. So we're going to just plunk it up in the top here somewhere. I'm going to put it pretty much right up on the top because I want it to show on both sides probably. I think it would be cuter that way. And I fluffed it out on the top. See how I fluffed the bow out a little bit? So now we're going to go ahead and take, I think we only need one for up here. Yeah. Right, so we're cutting that off just like we did the other side. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and first we're going to load up our glue gun. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and just put glue right in the middle of our bow. And then we're going to set our flowers on there however we want them. Okay, so then I'm going to take the pink one. Again, I'm going to push the greenery up. And we're going to use our wire cutters to cut it short. I got some strings coming out here. Oh, and my We probably don't need that one. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead, put glue all around our pink one, and we're going to plop it in here, like this. So then if you look close, your little ducky mouth, we need to probably add a little more orange. It got a little bit scratched up. I'm just going to take a little bit and put it on the sponge. And so now we want to just add our grass. I got it from Dollar Tree. You can get it almost anywhere at Easter time. Walmart. What am I thinking of? Probably some of the grocery stores. This one was really shiny. I liked it, so I got that one. And I'm just going to plop it in here. And it's making a mess. Just keep shoving them in there. Okay. And so now you can just put candy in there, or you can put little eggs in there. I do have a little basket over here with eggs in it. And these are also from the Dollar Tree. So if you wanted to just put eggs in the back, little fake cute little eggs, you can just buy these and plop them all in there. Nope, I want the pink one to show. All right. Purple, yellow, and blue. And so here's our finished ducky. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please share with your friends. And I'll see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.